Shankles McTaco Tits faceplant on the international stage absolutely continues. Zelensky came over to the White House with about 8 world leader babysitters. And the babysitters were not for Zelensky. They were for Trump to make sure that Zelensky didn't bully him. That's where we are as Americans. Let's look at the Drudge Report. Let's look at how American news. Showdown in the Oval Office. Russia keeps bombing. Russia not only keeps bombing, they're trolling. They have American flags on tanks, Russian tanks heading to the front lines. Trump backs Putin demands. I've read reporting that Trump is echoing Putin's talking points word for word. This is the one I really want us to dive into. Mm-hmm. Is the Don being blackmailed? And this, I believe, links to the Irish Times. And this is what I think should be the biggest question everywhere at all times. If it were any other American leader, this is what everybody would be talking about besides the, late stage dementia and the cankles and the health issues and all of that. Pumps, what's your take? I think he's being blackmailed.
I don't think there's any question he's being blackmailed. We have been saying that from jump. So many media, independent media have been saying that. I'm glad to see it starting to make, not that the Drudge is legacy media, but it is a much more legacy than what our podcast is. You cannot tell me that a U.S. president parroting Putin talking points and that the leaders of the European Union come over because they think Donald Trump is just got everything right. They know. My guess is they know exactly what Putin has on Donald Trump. If they don't know exactly, they know extremely closely, and they have to defend Zelensky because they know Trump will fold like a cheap suit.
Let's dive into this more. Is Trump being blackmailed? And I think that is probably one of the more obvious things. I think it's been obvious for a long time. I think it's been obvious since Helsinki. I think that the demonstration of the red carpet, the demeaning positioning of American soldiers, the complete meltdown by the United States government after Putin, behind closed doors, schooled them and packed their toys up and left, and the reporting from Fox, conservative reporters on the ground, that the Trump administration looked rattled. There is something far deeper and far more nefarious going on here. And if you look back historically, 10 years, this has always been the case. And I remember as clear as day the Helsinki situation. And I remember the international and domestic press freak out about it accordingly. Sadly, what's happened is what authoritarians and fascists do is they keep priming you, and they prime the media, and they prime the public. And now this kind of stuff just kind of slips through, and it's like, oh, Trump is trying to get a ceasefire, and they're trying so desperately to sanewash him. And it's wildly dangerous because it's abundantly clear that Putin has something on this man. And it's been that way, in my opinion, since for sure Helsinki. If not, that Russia, if you're listening, please produce all the emails. And then they did. All right. Next up, here is Trump, who is so easily manipulated. He actually believes that Putin likes him personally and wants to end the war for him personally, and tells Emmanuel Macron as such in a hot mic moment. Play the clip.
You're great.
Thank you for being on.
Yeah, I think to set up a trilat, So,
and where do you want to do?
I think he wants to make a deal for me. You understand? I think as crazy as
all right. And he says, as crazy as it sounds. Yeah, it does sound crazy. It absolutely sounds beyond batshit crazy that you think that a murderous dictator who genuinely knows how to play 5D chess, who genuinely has been engaged in psychological and propagandic warfare in the United States public, wherein you have shut down such interventions by our military and our intelligence officers. You shut that down for him. You shut down the Yale law study that was tracking Ukrainian children that were getting kidnapped and taken to Russia, and God only knows what's happening to them after that. You embarrassed the United States from Helsinki all the way to now, and you think this guy's currying favor with you because he likes you personally? No, he has larger ambitions for Europe, you dipshit. He wants to go beyond Kyiv. He's going into Warsaw after this. This is what dictators do. Whatever deal you make and however little you bend, it will not be enough for him. And he will move the goalposts and he will move the goalposts and he will move the goalposts. This is unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. And I giggled because it's so shocking, but it's not funny at all. This is a man who lacked such self-awareness that he said to other world leaders, Putin wants to do this for me. And I promise you, every single one of those world leaders thought, this guy is the biggest buffoon on the planet. He has no fucking clue what a moron he is. And I guarantee you, Vladimir Putin laughed his ass off all the way back to Russia from Alaska and is laughing when he saw this. Like, he really thinks I like him. He thinks I want to end the war because we're friends. I mean, if this is not the classic example of why Donald Trump should not be in charge of anything, I do not know what is. I mean, what do you think the odds were these European leaders got on the plane, called each other and said, Jesus fucking Christ, this guy is stupid. He is the biggest.
You could see it in real time. Georgia Meloni was rolling her eyes at him. They're standing getting a picture and Trump goes, look at my fight, fight, fight painting. And, you know, it's the one that's just, first of all, horrible artwork. Number two, he hung it as an interior designer. He hangs it in a space that doesn't even fit properly. And that's where Obama's portrait was. A couple of them look down, do not even smile, do nothing. He goes, that was a bad day. And Emmanuel Macron won't even turn and look. He is a laughingstock. Yes. They are desperately trying to cling on to any form of partnership from the decades upon decades upon decades of the post-World War II alliance. And they are leaning into that history. They're probably leaning into somebody like Marco Rubio or somebody in that administration to do something, to take some information to the Senate or to Congress. But they know Trump is 100% compromised. Putin is beyond laughing. He stated a decade ago that he wanted to take down America and not fire one bullet and not launch one missile. And that has been wildly successful. And you see that cascading all through the American public. But before we go on, it's really important that you help our show by supporting our sponsors. It's how we're able to do this each day. Pumps, tell us who our sponsor is today.
Quince. And Quince is amazing. And as your summer winds down, I'm all about refreshing wardrobe with staples because of the different season ahead. Quince nails it with luxe essentials that feel effortless and looked polished. Thick, chic cashmere cotton sweaters starting at just $40, washable silk tanks, and classic denim pants. And I cannot tell you how much I love my cashmere sweaters from Quince. I got one to see how I liked it, and then I ordered it in every color, which is, you can do that with Quince because they are so affordable. So this fall, elevate your wardrobe essentials with Quince. Go to quince.com/IHIPnews for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/IHIPnews to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/IHIPnews.
All right. So Trump, of course, goes on to social media. One of his tweets I saw yesterday was like, does the flagpole in the lawn look great or what? And I'm like, this guy is so gay. I mean, it's unbelievable. And I say that as like a person who is a huge ally. But this is not like, we're in the middle of this massive geopolitical situation. And he's talking about flagpoles and the White House lawn. And then here he is. Kylie put this one up. Big day at the White House tomorrow. Never had so many European leaders at one time. My great honor to host them. President DJT. And people are now just trolling the shit out of him, taking Gavin Newsom's lead, low energy. And then he wants to have it both ways. This guy is so impotent when it comes to foreign policy. He genuinely does not know what he's doing. He does not know what he's talking about. He's too intellectually lazy to give a shit about policy, about history, about implications, about how it affects people's personal lives. He doesn't give a shit. His whole thing is promoting his brand and protecting himself 24/7, 365 from feeling the horrific, profound, narcissistic, insecure wounds behind all this fluffery that we all have to endure all the time. And so he tries to have it both ways. In a video on last week, he talks about that we have to have a ceasefire. And then now he's saying, I don't think we have to have a ceasefire. I don't know if y'all saw the schooling from the German chancellor yesterday, who absolutely acted like a world leader, who absolutely sat at that table and in very certain terms explained that we must have a ceasefire, that there's no reason to continue these meetings unless a ceasefire is put in place. And then finally, we have Trump showing the world leaders his flea market that he has inside the White House. Kylie put this up. So he's got all of this paraphernalia. You guys, and I'm just going to tell you my prediction on this. One day, this will all be in a museum, and it will be like a Nazi museum.
I agree.
Where it is like, these are the things that this dipshit did. This is the time that America almost went full tilt into fascism. This is the guy that did it, if you can believe it. This 95-year-old man that collects these stupid hats with this stupid messaging on it. But one thing about Trump that he's very good at is branding and repetition. And he keeps doing it over and over. And that's why I love what Gavin Newsom is doing. And I wish that Jeffries and Schumer would jump on board and fight this thing the way it needs to be fought. Because to me, they're going about 20%. Strongly worded letters ain't doing it. We have to go all chips in at all times. All right, that's all we have. We'll see you all later today. I'm reporting from California, moving my son to college, but I'll be here with you every step of the way as we continue to cover the abject failure, Kinkle's McTaco Tits. All right, see you all later.